Well, good morning. Hopefully you're watching this if you've found your way here to my first offering of what would be my regularly scheduled 6 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday, Rise and Shine practice. And maybe you're not a regular practitioner with me, so it's wonderful to have you here as well. Let's start. I do recommend that you have a bolster with you. If you don't have a regular yoga mat or yoga bolster from a studio, you can certainly grab a blanket or a towel, roll it up, fold it up, whatever you like to do, make something round like this, and then 2 blocks. And if you don't have 2, again, traditional yoga studio blocks, you could certainly grab from the cupboard, maybe like the large soup cans, a couple of them. You could stack them on top of each other to help you with practice. So we'll get started in a seat. Let me bring your hands to your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Take a nice deep full breath in, and then open the mouth, let it go. And just find your breath here. Attune inwards, noticing your breath. And see if you can bring a bit of attention to it, making an inhale count of about 4 seconds. Pause at the top. And then exhale breath for about 4 seconds. And I'd like to offer you a reading from Melanie Beattie's Journey to the Heart. And today's reading is about becoming willing to heal your heart. We don't open our hearts by being a tower of strength. We don't open our hearts by glossing over things in our head. We open our hearts by feeling what we feel. We open our hearts by being vulnerable, honest, and gentle. We become so strong, so self-sufficient. I can deal with that, we say. No big deal. I'll keep moving on. Yet many circumstances we've been through, and some we're going through now, cause break lines in our heart. Some of the fractures are small, some are big. They really hurt. Maybe certain people in our lives weren't there for us, aren't there for us now in a way we'd like them to be. Maybe some deceived us unconsciously or betrayed us deliberately. I can deal with that, we say. I understand. They have their own issues. I forgive. Yes, people do have their own issues, and we do forgive. But now it may be time to learn gentleness, compassion, understanding, and forgiveness for ourselves as well. We don't open our hearts by ignoring the break lines. We take our hand, knowing it's held by God, for some of us, whatever you believe in, and gently run our fingers across the cracks. Yes, it's there. Yes, I feel it. Yes, I'm ready to heal my heart. Let's continue to breathing. You'll just take your left hand over your heart and the right hand on top of that. Giving your heart space a bit of softening, a bit of notice and awareness to any pain or concern or cracks in the heart line that we may have and tend to. Let this practice be an opportunity to tend to whatever you're feeling in your heart space. You'll gently release your hands to the earth, maybe blink the eyes open, And you'll roll off of your bolster. We'll find a first posture in child's pose. So the knees go wide. The arms come forward, reaching, inhale, sinking the hips back, exhale. And then you'll drop your forehead down to the earth. Reconnect with your breath. See if you can find and stick with that long 4 count in and the 4 count out. Inhale, bring the gaze up. And shift your weight forward towards your wrists. Shoulders over wrists. We're going to keep the knees wide. Drop the hips down a bit. And then push the earth away. Lift your chest up. Maybe flex the feet or roll the ankles around. And then on your exhale breath, you're going to scoop your hips back to your heels. Engage your abdomen to do so. Soft breath out. And twice more like this. You're going to inhale, roll forward. Hips drop, heart lifts. Scoop the belly in, a strong abdomen to get the hips back to the heels. And once more, inhale, come forward. Exhale, draw the hips back to the heels. Bring the gaze up here. Draw the knees together to the hip width distance. And curl the knees back, maybe a little bit back towards the edge, the end of the mat. We'll take puppy pose. So you're going to extend your arms forward and soften the chest. Breathing into the intensity of the armpits. Right, opening up all that space in the armpits. Bring your gaze forward and slowly, very carefully shift your weight forward onto your belly. You're going to bring your shoulders, your elbows just underneath your shoulders. Take a Sphinx pose here. So squared off again. Elbows underneath the shoulder. And then spread the fingertips wide. Imagine you could pull the mat towards your hips to lift up the chest out of your low back. One more breath here. And then we'll extend the elbows wide and push the fingertips to the earth, just about a little wider than the mat. Elbows come on up as you rise your chest up on the inhale. Maybe pause at the top, that 4 count. And then exhale, let it go. Twice more. Inhale, come up. Exhale to release. Inhale to come up. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Draw the hands underneath your armpits and take a tabletop. So draw the knees right underneath your hips. And let's walk the fingers back towards the heel, the knees. Just a bit of a stretch. Lean back. Any amount. Push forward. Take a little gentle stretch here. Maybe there's even a cow shape. Tilt the chest forward. And gentle cat shape, tucking around the pelvis. And 2 more breaths here. Let's unflip the palms, bring them forward. And we'll tuck the wrists to the earth. And just a gentle roll back, stretch. And roll forward. Hands come back to the earth. Fingers spread wide. Traditional cow pose. Heart comes forward. Lift the chest, lift the hips. Scoop and tuck the tail from the abdomen. You can add tucking the toes on here, lifting up the chest, untucking the toes, round the upper back, maybe even glide back towards your child's pose. Make it a bit fluid here. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to go back. Using the shape to find the length of your inhale. A little bit longer maybe now. Maybe it's a 4, a 5, or a 6 count. Maybe you don't need to hold on to the count. You could just feel the breath lengthening. And then eventually you'll tuck your toes and make your way into a downward facing dog. Bend one knee, then the other. We'll bend the left knee together, look under the right armpit. Bend the right knee, look under your left armpit. And come back to center. Let's push into the hands. Crawl your hands back towards your feet. And bring the hands to the shins. Nice long flat back. Inhale. Softly bend knees. Fold over your legs. Again, twice more. Long flat back. Lengthen the spine. Peeling the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, fold. Let your hands hang heavy here, or maybe take thumbs into opposite elbows. And pushing down into the elbow creases just a little bit, lengthening the spine over the legs. Play a little bit with shifting your weight into the front of your toes, into the heels. And then you'll release the hands and walk them over to the left side of your mat. Push down into your left heel and get a nice stretch up the left side body. Maybe a little bit even into the outer left hip. Exhale, drape the fingers over to the left side of the mat. Push into your right heel and feel these little intercostal muscles between your rib cage sort of stretching out. Right hip stretch. Sweep the fingers back to center. Take a long flat back, halfway lift up. Hands come to your hips and we'll rise all the way up to stand. Take a deep breath in overhead, arms lift up. Exhale, bow down over your legs. Take a halfway lift up here and just crawl forward, making your way back into your downward facing dog. Build a little heat with the breath, rolling forward, plank pose. Shoulders stop over the wrists. Pull the abdomen in. Exhale, go back. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale to go back. Once more, inhale, come forward plank. Exhale to go back. Let's come onto the balls of the toes. Bend the knees a lot. Ribs press towards your thighs. Tailbone tilts up. Look forward. Take a walk forward to the top of your space. Let's take a halfway lift here. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift and step your right foot to the back of the mat. Get nice and long in your lunge. Inhale, look forward, push back through the right heel. And then soften the right knee down to the earth. Let's bring both blocks with us. If you're not already set up with them on the sides of your space. And bring hands to the hips. Keep yourself square. Maybe the left hip needs to come down and the right hip come up. Push this right hip point forward as you reach your arms up overhead. Clasp the thumbs together. Lift the heart up. Re-straighten the spine. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Blocks come underneath your shoulders as you straighten your left leg. Take a deep breath in, lengthening your chest and chin towards the left toes flexed. Step back onto the left foot. Sweep the arms back up overhead, lengthen. Maybe there's a tiny back bend, come up. More than crunching back, lift up. Release the hands down to the earth. And step the right foot up to meet the left. Halfway lift, lengthen, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Step the left foot back. Nice long lunge here. Inhale, chest comes forward as your left heel goes back. And then you'll float the left knee down. Crawl it up onto your hips. Little bit of a tilt down. Lift your left hip point up. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead. Maybe clasp the hands. Exhale, float the hands down. Draw hands on the blocks underneath your shoulders. Flex the right foot, lift up, lengthen. Exhale to reach the chin towards the toes. The chest coming down towards the thigh. Press back onto that right foot. Scoop the upper body off the low body. Lengthen, inhale. Chest lifts up. Exhale, float the hands down to the earth. This time we're going to step the right foot back to meet the left in a plank pose. And take your first inhale here, high. Exhale to pause, low. Heart comes forward for your upward facing dog, tops of the toes. And exhale, back to down dog. Again, let's come onto the balls of the toes. Bend the knees a lot. Ribs to thighs, tilt the hips up. Look forward and take a walk forward to the top of your space. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, let's plant the hands again. Step the left foot back. Float the left knee down to the earth and rise up, hands to hips. Sweep up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth as you slide back into the half Hanuman shape again. Chest comes forward. And maybe melts down a little bit with the breath out. You're going to push back onto the right foot. Again, rise up. This time, float the right hand down to the right hip. Keep extending the left arm up. Lengthen up. Maybe there's a tiny side stretch coming out of the front of that left hip. Stretching. Finding maybe some stiffness there that you can breathe into. Re-straighten the spine, arms come on up. Exhale, hands to the earth. You're going to keep your left hand down, maybe to a block, as the left knee comes up. Take a deep breath in, open up, twist. And release hand down to the earth. Step left foot to meet right. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sweep up, inhale, long flat back. Step the right foot back. Lengthen, release knee down. Rise up, inhale. Arch back. Half Hanuman, hands come down. Extend the left leg long, toes flex. Inhale, heart forward. We'll lift the chest. Step back onto the left foot. Rise the hands up. This time dropping your left hand to your left hip. Reach up. Maybe a side body stretch to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release both hands down to the earth. We're going to step the left foot back. Oh wait, sorry. Keep the right knee up, hand to a block, and twist to the left. Left hand comes down to the earth. Right hand comes down. Step back into your plank. Slide back to your downward facing dog. Clear it out, coming forward to a high plank. Exhale to a low plank. Heart comes forward and up. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Take the left leg into the sky. Bend the knee and open up your left hip. Try not to dump weight into the right hand. Keep equal pressure in the hands, lifting from the hip. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Exhale, left knee into left armpit. Inhale, come up and back. Left knee into right armpit or the elbow. Up and back, lengthen. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Nice and long here, lunge. Drop the right knee down. Find the sweep up of the arms. Maybe clasp the thumbs. And find a slight tilt back. Sweep the hands down to the earth. Maybe with the blocks, half Hanuman. Step back. Lift up again. Lengthen. Exhale, float the hands down to the earth. Coming to the block with the hand. Sweep the right knee up. Left hand comes up for your twist. We're going to drop the left hand down inside the left foot. Crawl down the right side of your mat. Take a halfway lift in your straddle. Slightly bend your knees and fold over your legs. We'll inhale, come up to a flat back. Extend your hands to the outer ankles. Slightly bend your right knee as you lengthen your left leg. Breathing into the inner left leg. And then you'll come back to center. Bend the left knee, lengthening the inside of your right leg. And drop the hands down to the earth. Let's reframe the left foot. Pushing into the hands. Sweep that left leg up and back. Maybe bend the knee. Open up the hip. Place the left foot down to meet the right. Right leg comes up to the sky. Push. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Try and keep both equal pressure in the shoulders and the hands. Let the right knee lift up to open the right hip. Exhale, breath squeezes your knee into your nose. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Right knee goes over towards your left elbow or the armpit. Inhale, lengthen up and back. Right knee, right armpit. Inhale, up and back. Right knee steps between, a foot between the hands, I should say. Exhale, breath, float the left knee down. Sweep up, inhale. Maybe find a back bend here, lift up. Exhale, float the hands down. Slide back into your half Hanuman. Lifting the chest up, reaching chest towards toes. We'll step back onto the right foot. Find the push down into the left hand. Left heel comes up. Twist open. Spinning the breath around the spine. Pulling the belly in and open up. Exhale, hands come inside the right foot. Crawl down the left side of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Bend knees, exhale to fold. Come up halfway. Hands to the outer shins or the ankles. Slightly bend the left knee. Come to center. Slight bend of the right knee. And you'll lift up and just walk yourself back around to the front of the mat. And send the right foot back up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Right foot steps to the earth. Downward facing dog, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Float forward on the inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway. Come all the way up, inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale, breath to draw you back to downward facing dog. Again, we're going to bring the toes together to touch. Take the left leg into the sky. Bend the knee. Open up the hip. Exhale, draw knee into nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, right? Inhale, up and back. Cross the body, come over to your right elbow. Kick the leg through. Outer edge of this left foot stays down. Left hand centers. Open up your right arm here. Lift your hips up. Come off of that right arm. Sweep left leg up and back, lengthen. Exhale, knee into the nose. We're going to step it forward again. Drop the right knee down. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Float back into your half Hanuman. Step back here. Scoop the right knee up. Right hand stays down, twist open. Exhale, release the hand. Keep the right knee up off of the earth and come into a high lunge. Micro bend the right knee. Right hip is pushing forward. Sweep the arms up overhead. Lengthen, inhale. To open the arms up nice and wide like a T shape. Turn to the left on an exhale. Reverse it. Left hand can stop at your low back or slide to the outer right hip as your right hand reaches up. Exhale, bring the left elbow across the right elbow, across the left knee. You can make a fist with your right hand. Push the left on top, open up to the left, bringing the spine out, bring the belly out. Release the hands down. Walk down the right side of the mat. Turn your right toes out 45 degrees. And maybe bend down a little bit lower here. Hips sink low. There's an up tilt of the chest. Come in through center, re-parallel both feet. And then left toes turn 45 degrees. Down, pushing down into the heel. A little bit of a push back with your hips, your back, your butt to the left side of the mat. And then you'll spin back around towards the front of the mat. Hands frame the foot. Scoop the left knee up. Maybe bend the knee, open up the hip. Left foot comes down to meet right. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Bring the right foot up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, draw the knee down the center of your space. Stay with me here. Right leg goes up. Right leg goes to right elbow or the armpit. Inhale, come up and back. Exhale, go over to the left side. Pause and then shoot the right foot over to the left side of the mat. Center your right hand. Open up. Left hand to the sky. Hips rise. Chest rise. Release the left hand down. Sweep up and back. Exhale, knee into nose. Stepping the right foot forward. Exhale, lower the left knee. Come on up into your lunge. Reach up. Maybe slight tilt back. Exhale, float hands to the earth. Glide back into your half Hanuman. Heart comes forward. Soften the chest. Soften the back of the leg with your breath. Inhale, come back forward. Left hand stays down as the left knee comes up. Right hand lifts to the sky. Release the hand down. Rise up into your high lunge. Micro bend the left knee, pushing the left hip forward. Sweep the arms up overhead, lengthen. Exhale, open up your wings. Turn to the right. Breath spins around the spine and you stay here or reverse it. Right hand to the low back or to the outer left hip as your left arm reaches up. Left bend, elbow bends down to the outer edge of the right elbow. And then you can really reach here. In your twist, never be afraid to like grab the belly, move the skin, move the belly to get really deep in this detoxifying twist. And you can bring prayer hands, or if it helps to push into the fist, do that. Release the twist. Walk down the left side of your mat. Left toes turn out 45 degrees. Bend down. Slight tilt up of the chest. And when you come down, just if you'd rather stay here and just gently bend, you can do that. Or you can release, depending on how open the legs are. Right? So listen to where you're at this morning. Come back to center. Walk around. Come back to frame the foot. Sweep the left leg up. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Release both feet down. Option for a vinyasa here if you'd like to flow through, or you can stay in down dog or child's pose. If you're taking the vinyasa, come forward. If you need a modified version, bring the knees down. Shoulders are over the wrists. Lower the chest and the chin. Sliding into the tops of the feet. Take a baby cobra instead of full up dog. Exhale, let it go. Come up through tabletop into your down dog. Let's all take a pause in child's pose. So the knees will go wide. Sink the hips back and reach the fingertips forward. Let's look forward towards the hands. Come back up. Let's come on to knees come together. You're going to sit back on your heels. Take a deep breath in. And have you look forward, bring the hands forward and tuck all 10 toes into the earth. Sink back into those toes, all of them. And then this will be your toe stretch right here. If you want, you can walk back towards the knees, even onto the knees, or onto the thighs, sinking your hips over the heels. When you feel the sensation, let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll do that twice more. Slide the hands back to the earth. Release this by tapping the tops of the toes out. Okay. Peak pose for heart opening this morning will be camel pose. So have you bring both blocks towards your heels, your hips. And you're going to bring the blocks right by the heels. And the fingertips are going to be towards the back of the room, draping over the blocks. And there's a roll of the shoulders back. Camel pose is a lot of opening. We've done a lot of opening in our lunges from the front of the hips. So these are going to open up as you push forward. And then roll the chest back. And lift the chin slightly off the chest or leave it just as it is connected. Come out of this nice and slowly, sinking the hips back. Untuck the toes, hips to heels, and then drape your ribs over your thighs. Send your arms back so that the shoulder heads can drop down around your knees. The second opportunity for the same pose allows us to get a little bit deeper into the shape. You might stay with the blocks, or you might find your hands to your heels. Same idea, roll the shoulders back, push the hips forward. Pushing both hips forward, lengthening your quad muscles. Opening the chest. See if you can smooth your breath out. Release by coming down gently, protecting the low back. Untuck the toes and take that embryo shape yet again, dropping your ribs to your thighs. Push yourself up. And you're going to sit onto your bum, swing your legs forward. And roll down onto your back. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe wrapping the elbows around the knees. And then a gentle rock to the left. Rock to the right. And place the feet onto the earth as wide as the mat. And roll the knees together. Place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. So open the arms up nice and wide. Bring the feet together to hip width distance. And take the right knee and cross it over the left. Bring both knees into your midline. And you're going to drop both knees to the right. If you want, you can place the right hand on top of your knee pile. Again, breathing into the belly in your twist here. Let yourself, with the exhale, wring the spine out. Uncross the legs so you can bring them gently back to center. Take the left knee on top of the right. And drop both knees all the way to the left. Left hand can come on top. The gaze can go to the right or stay in the center. Uncross the knees. Gently bring them back to center. And I'll have you grab one of your blocks. Push the feet into the earth. And if you don't have a block, you won't want to use a soup can here. You might want to take a bolster or a towel rolled up. And you're going to place it at the base of your spine. You're going to hug both knees into the chest. And keep hugging the left knee. Send your right foot into the air. And push a lot through your right heel. You're going to rock back forward so you feel a little bit of compression if you have a block into the low back. That's okay. What we're going to do is keep pressing into the right heel up to the sky. And then as you bring your foot forward, your hips are going to kind of roll forward so that your pelvis, the base of your spine, is right onto that block. And then push through this right heel a lot as you lower it down, just as you get hovered over the mat. And find this opposite. Left knee is coming in, right heel is pushing away, and you're getting lots of stretch here through the front of your right hip. You can bring it all the way down to the earth if that feels good. You just want to keep it active by pushing through the right heel. Okay, to come out of this, please slightly bend the right knee and just drag the right heel across the earth into your midline. Take the left knee, left leg straight up, push through the heel. And as you hold on to your right knee, you'll keep pushing through the left. Find that roll of the hips, plateau onto the block, and then push a lot through the left foot. Getting really long across the front of your left hip. And bend the left knee to drag the heel across the earth. Come back to center. And take the arms out nice and wide. You'll lift both heels up to the sky. Soft bend in the knees so there's just some hang time here. Letting the blood flow reverse out of the legs. Gently lift the hips up, remove the block, and let your legs come all the way down. Resting in Shavasana, let everything go. Let all efforts be released. If you're ready to come out of this shape, you'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. The beauty of home practice, you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. You have 7 to 8 minutes to spare, that's ideal. When you're ready to rise up, you'll bring your knees to the chest. Push into the earth. And come back up to a seat. Also, if you have time in your home practice, you could sit up tall in your seated meditation and just be with this nice, soft, open heart space, smooth breath, calmness in the mind. Let's bring the palms together to touch. Thank you so much all for being here with me wherever you are. Hopefully you are safe and secure, healthy, and at peace. The love and the light within me honors and bows deeply to the love and the light within each of you. Namaste.